What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys?
Yo, yo, yo. Did
How
you just go
y'all
out?
doing today? Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Did
live.
your thing just go out? Oh no. What happened? Why it jump like that?
It did not jump. If you were not on your phone, you would have seen everything. How y'all doing today? Come on in the room, you guys. What's up? What's up? It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Enjoyed this Labor Day weekend.
You did. What you did this weekend?
With you?
I
I
was just checking.
was with you.
I was just checking.
Girl.
Let's go. I'm excited.
Get
I'm
it.
excited to always be back. Let me know who's in the room. Go ahead and drop a comment real quick. Let me know who is in the room.
If you did something, let us know. Even if you didn't do nothing, let us know how did you spend that Labor Day weekend.
Did you spend it
Did you go to the
laboring?
beach?
I
Spend some
may have
time with
spent some time laboring. What's up, Unc? What's up, Uncle Tony?
my uncle spent this Labor Day weekend in Birmingham working on houses.
Just laboring just a little. What's up, Tori? What's up, fam? Come on in the room. I'm super excited that today we're going to be talking about the top ways that newbies feel in their first investment property. And I say first, but it's really more than the first. It's like the first five until they get the hang of it. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
What's up, Caleb? And
First
it could
five.
go longer.
First five.
It could go longer depending on who it is and depending on when you grasp it's time to make some corrections.
It depends on how much time you put into it in those first couple.
Yeah.
That kind of decide.
Hey, Miss Talbert.
How you doing? How you doing? So understand that them first five is kind of one set, and then once you get past them five, it's another set of challenges.
Right.
So right now we're mainly gonna focus on them first five. We was gonna do 10.
But we said that's too much.
So we was like, that's too much.
That's too much.
5 is just enough, and a bonus. 5 is just enough. If you don't make these 5 mistakes, the success rate goes up a whole lot higher.
Right. What's up, Barrett? What's up, Shanta? Hey, Shanta.
We miss you, Shanta.
Yes. Hey, Erica. Hey, Willie. Oh, I miss you, Shanta. Make sure you come to REI Live September 17th. Come to REI Live September 17th.
Yes, I got something for you.
Absolutely. If you haven't marked your calendars for REI Live, it is going to be our last official REI Live for the year. And it's September 17th.
You be saying for the year, like
it's our last official REI Live.
Like it's coming back in 2025.
Sorry, it's our last official REI Live, September 17th. So make sure your face is in the place. Make sure you're there. Come celebrate with us. Come have some fun. Come rejoice. Come learn. Come network. All of the above. All right.
Rejoice. That was a good one.
Rejoice. You got some crumbs on your.
I don't know about rejoice. I don't know.
There we go.
I'm good now. Good now. I'm gonna throw my hat on my face. All
Mm-hmm.
right, let's go, man. Let's go. As always, ask your questions.
Yes.
Ideally pertaining to what we're talking about. Why you like that?
No, absolutely.
Because people take us left field sometimes.
And we'll go with it. Let's go. Willie say he just closed on his first property here in Tuscaloosa. Looking to get up with us soon. Absolutely.
Let's go, Willie. Congrats, man. That's a big step, man.
Absolutely.
That's a big step, man. There's a lot of people who don't take that step right there.
Absolutely.
Buying that first property is big, man.
Yes.
And I am happy for you. I know that good things are to come from this. So make sure you stay to this whole training and watch, man. I promise you, you're going to get some stuff out of this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Yolanda. Yes. All right. So let's jump into it. Would you say number one? One of the ways. I'm not going to say number one.
I don't think it's a particular order. Like one is more important than the other.
They're all important.
They all are important. They all make that jump alive.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all important. So one of the steps when it comes to getting that first deal, getting those first investment properties that a lot of newbies fail on is they get really emotional when it comes to getting that house, and they see a deal, they feel like it's a deal. They don't necessarily run the numbers on it, or they don't know how to run the numbers, and they get into something and find out later, I really went in way over my head. My rehab budget was not what I estimated it to be. Um, the comps in the area were not exactly the comps that I thought they were. My house wasn't comparable, and they find out that analyzing that deal, understanding what's the deal, what's not a deal, removing emotions away from it is probably biggest one of the biggest mistakes that most newbies fail at.
One of the things I say to pitfall to not fall into is you have to understand what is a comparable. What is a true comp? Mm-hmm. Like when we say comp, comparable, same words, it just means the house that similar to mine, how much did it sell for?
In tip-top
shape. That's a comparable, that's a comp. I think one of the key things is to know what's not a comp. All right. Just because that house is listed on the market does not mean it's a comp.
It's not a comp yet.
All right.
Not until it sells. It's a potential.
It's the good potential.
But it's not a comp.
But I'm not basing my numbers off of that property that's still active on the market. Mm-hmm. All right. That goes big when you're analyzing properties to see what's the potential after repair value.
So when I'm analyzing deals, I'm always looking at it from an appraiser's point of view. All right. I want to always look at it from an appraiser's point of view. The appraiser is not going to pick houses that are listed. They're going to weigh heavily on houses that have sold. If they pick a house that is listed, it is like the last of 6 comparables that they have. Most appraisers are looking at 6 comps, not just 3.
Yes.
So I want a complete view of it, and I really don't want to hold on to something that hasn't sold yet. I'm going to expand my search and go either a year out if I'm using 6 months, or I'm going to go closer to a mile out and get the closest in, because I need to get as best comps as possible. If there are no comps,
it just ain't no comps.
We got to move on.
Don't force it, y'all. Let the numbers tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. Don't force it.
Now, when you become more seasoned, then you can force a comp. You can buy one, hold on to it, and flip one all on the same street at the same time. But that's when you get more experience and you understand how to work it. But coming in, you need to make sure you have a deal, because what you don't want is your shirt to come up off of you because you thought something was a deal, you got emotional, and you didn't estimate that it was really a deal.
All right, before you go on.
Okay, we got to talk about rehabs too.
That's coming.
Okay.
So the other thing I want you to understand is that just because the house across the street sold for a certain price
doesn't
mean that's a
yeah.
All right. Just because that house across the street sold for $300,000 doesn't mean your house is gonna sell for $300,000.
Yeah. Are you gonna put the same finishes in it? Is the square feet the same? If that house is a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and your house is a 3-1, they're not even close.
They're not comparable.
They're not close. Yes, it's on the same street, but they are not the same. All right.
So that's a big one.
We hear that a lot.
We hear it a lot. Hey, man, the house right next door.
And we got the same floor plans, except for they added on a whole 700 square feet to it, an extra bath. They got a bonus room, a garage. It was the same floor plan when it was first built. But since then, it's not the same.
Yes. So make sure you are using comparables that are comparables. They are the same within relative, same size, same bed, same bath, same style sometimes, basements.
Year
Try
built.
to make sure it ain't one has a basement,
And
one
one
don't have a
doesn't,
basement, year built. Try to stay within that range to what is a comparable.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's the first topic of where newbies go wrong. They get emotional and they buy something because they feel like it's a deal, because their emotion says it's a deal, because they seen one house sell for something and they think it's a deal. That's where a lot of people go wrong on their first deal, is they get emotional because they don't know the true ARV.
What were you emotional about on your first flip?
Emotional? That's not a good word.
Okay, what was I emotional about on my first flip?
The pun?
I think it was the pun.
Yeah.
We thought the pun was like the best feature in the world, and we couldn't even use that doggone pun. We had to fill it up because it was a liability from an insurance standpoint. The insurance company said, if you don't fill this pun up, we're gonna drop your coverage. So we had to fill it up immediately.
Yeah.
Were there ways to go around it? Now, yes, there were hundreds of ways we could have run around it, but we didn't understand enough to even go around it. So we had to do what we had to do.
The pun was fire though, y'all. It
was
a real live pun in the backyard.
It
was off a big, huge deck. It was nice.
It was beautiful.
It had to go.
It had to go.
All right. Any questions about analyzing deals?
So a part of while you guys are dropping it, a part of analyzing deals, you have to understand how much the renovations are going to cost. All right. So that rehab is so important to walk through, get your numbers, and get a good estimate on how much it's going to cost to make the repairs to meet your comps. All right. You got to make the repairs to meet that comp so that you can appraise for it later. All right. That is probably the biggest hurdle that people go through, is because they feel like, oh, I got a deal. It looks like it's gonna be 100,000. I think people love that number. It's gonna be 100,000 to renovate, to do these repairs, and it's either gonna be more or it's gonna be less. So getting down to exactly how much is it gonna cost, so that when you're doing your numbers, you can completely analyze the deals. There's two parts with analyzing it. There's, okay, what are the
maybe going too far left.
But what are the numbers telling me, and how much is it going to cost for me to do it? That's all I have to say.
Like, we got a whole training on analyzing deals. You can't do that.
Well, no, I wasn't going to go deep. I just wanted to break that down.
Deep.
I'm not deep. Y'all think I'm deep? Y'all tell me y'all think I'm deep, or all that's just enough for y'all.
One advice is get an appraisal before you buy the property. That'll help you identify what the ARV is.
Yeah.
So get an appraisal. Not saying that's going to be the exact number, but that'll let you know if you're in the ballpark.
Yeah, and if you're using a hard money lender, they're more than likely going to require an appraisal or BPO.
Yep.
All right. The next challenge when it comes to getting that first investment property that newbies fail at is funding. Understanding the right funding for the deal. Every deal can't use the same funding. All right. Every deal isn't structured the same. Every deal isn't cookie cutter the same. So really understanding, what type of funding do I need? Do I need fix and flip? Am I trying to move in and make this a rental? Do I need rental? Do I need a 30-year? Do I need a bridge loan? What type of funding do I need? Do I even need to structure a hard money funding? Is it private money funding? Like, what type of funding will get this deal done is so important.
So most of these failures are things that we failed at. So we got stories behind all of them. So I'm going to give you one of our failures. On our first deal, this was our first time borrowing hard money, or real estate funding, like I like to call it. And I was so smart. I had all the answers. I said,
dotted every I.
I'm going to borrow the money to buy the house, but I'm not going to borrow the money to fix the house.
And they didn't even understand why. The lenders didn't even understand.
And they was like, well, why not? You can do that, but like, why are you doing that?
I'm gonna save $1.
I'm gonna save some money. I'm not gonna pay as much as interest, and my payment's gonna be lower. I got credit cards I can put the rehab on. I'm gonna be good. Lock.
Yeah. Because we didn't understand it. We didn't understand that using those credit cards was going to decrease our credit scores because we were going over our utilization, and we didn't understand the importance of using real estate funding to do purchase and rehab,
Yes.
and only having to come out of pocket for the down payment, the closing costs, the interest. Like, that was a lot less than taking the hit that we took on our personal credit.
Yes. So understand that when you are doing real estate and you're doing this thing, really dive into what's the different type of loan programs that lenders offer so that you understand what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you feel like, hey, I got to get a fix or flip loan, but you're really trying to do rental, so you need to do a DSCR loan.
Mm-hmm.
So funding and understanding funding is a huge part of mistakes that a lot of new investors make. Also, the other mistake is they try to use all of their money to do the deal.
Yeah, because I've saved it. I got a 401k. I got an insurance policy, and I'm just going to fund I've been waiting to do real estate, and I'm going to fund it all using my own money. And then when something happens, you have really put yourself in a deficit because you use your savings, because you use your own money.
Yes. So understand, we don't get too far into this, but when you are borrowing money, banks, lenders, they like to give money to people who don't look like they need money.
Right.
Usually you just run off every time I say something, but you ain't running that time.
I'm about to, because it's taking you too long to get to the point.
Go then.
Go. I'm trying to be respectful.
You trying?
Come on.
Listen, so understand, it's a lot easier to borrow money when you got money in the bank. But if you take 50, 60, 70, $100,000, dump it into a property, and then say, hey, I want to go, I'm in a tight spot, I need to get some money, it's a lot harder to get that money out than it is if you just say, give me the funding on the front end, let me keep my cash in the bank, now I can move accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do not fund these projects out of your pocket.
No.
All right. There are lenders. There is funding for these investment properties. Yes. All right.
To be able to do it without any of your own money. That's key. All right.
So
Alana said,
I'm gonna say it right. Say the name right.
Arlana.
I ain't gonna try to pronounce it, but she's gonna say it for me. It's a DSCR loan. All right. Debt service coverage ratio. All right. And that means that you can get a loan based on the amount of rent that property is bringing in. Mm-hmm. And also, those loans are typically 30-year loans because you are getting a fixed rate. Now, you can get 7, 10 different options, mm-hmm. but typically a DSCR loan is a 30-year loan that you are looking at holding long term. Also, the DSCR is going to calculate how much cash flow you're getting. So you got to get a certain amount of cash flow in order to get a DSCR loan. Mm-hmm. All right?
Mm-hmm. All right. Y'all learning something? Y'all let me see a fire in the chat if you're learning something. Otherwise, I think we can end it. So if y'all want us to give you the next 3 ways that newbies fail on their first investment property, I need to see if
that was just too like that was like scratching the surface right there.
Okay.
Okay. Phone down. That's why you cut my phone.
Let me. Ooh, I see you. Let me turn my volume off real quick. Okay. I see some. Okay.
All right, let's go. What's the next one, Ash?
All right. Building your power team. All right, we feel like we know everybody that we're going to use for our projects. But truth be told, we only know them from a retail standpoint if this is our first time investing. I see y'all. We only know it from a retail standpoint and not from an investor standpoint. So when I say my power team, building my power team, what are my agent-friendly closing attorneys? What are my realtor-friendly closing attorneys? What are my investor-friendly closing attorneys?
Realtor-friendly
closing attorneys. I was trying to say investor-friendly, and then I said realtor again, and I had to get to investor since you really want to call me out.
Real estate agent?
Listen, I said closing attorney. my investor friendly closing attorney.
Okay.
Who's my mortgage broker that I'm going to use? Am I going to use hard money? What am I going to use? Am I going to use business funding? Am I going to use hard money? Am I going to use a private investor? Who is a part of my power team? My contractors. What contractors am I going to use? They're part of my power team. I don't want to go deep in contractors.
My inspector.
What
inspector am I going to use?
If I'm going to get a pre-appraisal outside of the appraisal, who are my investor appraisals that understand how to walk through this and get through it quickly and tell me if I got a deal or if I don't have a deal? But building that team of people who understand it from an investment standpoint, not just from a retail standpoint, but an investor standpoint, so that I can get tips and guides along the way, is so important.
Your real estate attorney, not just your closing attorney, but you need a real estate attorney also that can do things such as go over contracts, that can do things such as guide you in legal situations.
Yeah.
So it's easier to have those people ahead of time than to try to find them once you have a deal. Because the pressure's on once you get the deal.
You are like a ticking, you're a clock at that point. I'm not going to say time bomb, but you are a clock that is steady ticking every minute, every moment of the day.
Yes.
So best ways to counteract that, to build that power team, I would join meetups, go to different meetups and ask people, okay, who are you using for this? What closing attorney are you using? Do you have your own personal attorney? Do you have a bookkeeper? Are you using a certain CPA? Like, I want to ask all of those questions and start building my database, building my list, and meeting with them and finding out, okay, do we fit good? Like, do I like your vibe? Can we work together? Are you someone that I would want to add to my power team?
One advice I would give is when you go to networking meetings or you go out to conferences and you are asking for referrals, don't go out with just asking for everything. Just pick one. No more than 2 things to say, I'm coming here and I'm looking for a closing attorney and an inspector. So in the conversation that I'm having, hey, you got any closing attorneys you recommend? Hey, who do you do your inspections with? And have that conversation over and over and over. So by the time you leave, you got a list of 3 to 7 different people to choose from. Now you can go take action on those people.
Yeah.
We ain't just building a Rolodex to have them there. Once we get that, we're going to take action to find out of these 3 to 7 people, who am I going to use? Who fits me the best? I'm at least going to narrow it down to 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah.
All right. But you got to get it, take some action, go back and get it again.
So Antonio touched on a really important part, and I
got
to make sure that you guys understand it. Don't go asking an investor for everybody that they use. Understand that their power team took them time, money, failures, headaches, all of the above. So nobody is going to want to just give you somebody they don't know, somebody that has not added value to them, somebody that is just taking at this point everybody in their Rolodex. That's their team. Like they've invested time, money, sweat, equity, all of that in their team. So you want to make sure that you ask for one, not all, just one, and keep it moving. Be happy with the one you give. If they give you more, consider yourself lucky and be grateful, but don't say, okay, well, because I've had people say, okay, and who else? And who else? No. That's not how it goes. All right. These are their team members. They want to make sure that when they need them, they can call on them. So don't abuse the situation. Don't abuse their kindness. Get one person from that power team. Keep it rolling. All right.
Good advice. Good advice, Ash.
We have analyzing deals is the first way, which includes your comps, estimating your rehab. The second one was funding, understanding what funding options you need. Do I need to go traditional? Do I need to go real estate funding? Do I need to go business funding, private funding? What type of funding do I need to get my deal done? The next one is power team. Who do I need around me? Who is my dream team? What's my dream team consist of? So that I can get more deals, get my deals done, get it done effectively and efficiently. You remember what the next one is?
Contractors. So contractors, that's a common theme throughout this. If you see in the first part with analyzing deals, you need to understand your rehab. You see that power team, Contractors are part of that rehab.
Mm-hmm,
But this is strictly contractors.
yes,
All right.
yes.
We are talking about things that contractors can really kill your deal. One of the main ways a contractor can kill your deal is over improving the house.
Yes.
Man, they got the best ideas. They got the best thoughts. Man, we can take the roof off and put a second floor. Man, they got it all.
And guess what? All of those things are amazing. They are great. But if houses aren't selling that need that in the area, if your comps don't have a second floor, then guess what? You don't need to add that extra expense. And I fight about this a lot with a lot of people. If the houses that sold don't have a double vanity in the bathroom, your master bathroom does not have to have a double vanity. It's not going to change the value with you knocking down the extra wall, trying to make that space bigger just to fit a double vanity. Like, what are houses selling for in the area? Copy them. They're selling. Don't overdo it. Copy them. It's the cheat sheet.
Rinse and repeat the process.
Whatever colors they have, and that was a failure of ours right there. Whatever colors are already selling, go buy the same colors. All right. Our first flip, we painted it autumn orange. I don't know if it was almost the fall. I don't even know. It did not sell. Okay. When I tell you nobody
Something
was
out of a horror
coming,
book. It looked like it like Halloween.
It did. Like, and I thought it was so cute. I was trying to bring my Florida vibes to Alabama. That was not the case. The moment we painted it gray, it went under contract. And
Just
so
like that.
the moment we painted it gray, we let it sit for probably about a month and a half, orange, with nobody coming to see it, wondering what's going on. Should we drop the price? It was the moment we painted it gray that it sold.
Yep.
And it was a local investor that said, I was wondering, what were y'all thinking? But we went and took his paint colors because his paint colors were selling and said, well, we're going to paint it that way. And the moment we did it, it sold. Don't reinvent. I know you're smart. I know you're brilliant. I know that you have all of these ideas and you wanted to make it look like your house. No, it's not. You wanted to make it look like your dream house. No, it's not. Stick to what's selling in the area, rinse and duplicate it all the time.
All right. Another thing about contractors is y'all give them too much leverage. All right. Newbies, you give them a lot of money up front. All right. Understand that that's one way to fail on your first project.
Immediately. Before you even get started. Budget is gone.
Immediately, man. One time, we had got one of our friends called us in late after he started the project. He gave him $10,000, and all they did was demo his walls and make his project worse. And they was gone with his $10,000.
Gone.
They done took all the sheetrock out this man's house when this man's sheetrock was perfect.
Wires, plumbing,
everything gone. 10,000 gone with them. That's one of the quickest ways to fail. Give a contractor too much money up front, and you asking for problems. Absolutely. Don't blame nobody else but yourself.
Absolutely. And you got to be present on your rehabs. Like, you got to show up. You got to make sure you're there. If you're not there, you need to be looking at it other ways, or someone needs to be there giving you footage, giving you videos, giving you pictures of what's being done, and be in constant communication. The lack of constant communication is where things happen, things fall through, misunderstandings happen, where your contractor can say, well, I thought you meant this, and you can say, well, I thought we said this, but nobody really knows. But if we're constantly communicating, if we're keeping binders, worksite binders, so that we know exactly what the finished product needs to look like, and we're not guessing and trying to the contractor's not trying to figure out what your ideas are that's in your head. Literally, you got to put it out on paper so that they understand.
There's a great quote, and I might jack it up, so if I do ask for help.
Okay.
Contractors only expect what you inspect.
Yeah.
If you're not inspecting, you can't expect the world from them.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't see you, they're gonna do what they want to do.
Yeah, because it's not important to you. So be the first thing that they're thinking about. Monday morning, calling them, hey, how can I help you this week? How can I make this week better for you? We were talking to one of our friends this morning, walking through one of the rehabs, and he said what he had started to do was have Sunday Zoom calls. How can I make your week run smoother? What can I do to make that week run smoother? Is there any materials that you absolutely need that you're missing so that you're not wasting time at Home Depot, at Lowe's, at Floor and Decor? But finding out how you, like, it becomes a partnership. Your contractor is going to start to become your best friend and vice versa, because you guys are going to be working alongside each other so much and so well that you need to know what makes each other tick, what doesn't, and how can you help to relieve some of the pressure off of them or off of her.
All right. So that was quick recap.
Analyzing
properties.
Deals. Funding the deals.
Power team.
Setting up your power team.
Contractors.
Working with contractors.
And we got a good bonus, y'all. This bonus one gonna save you a lot of money. All right. Stay for the bonus.
Right. You
I'm telling you now, stay to the bonus.
All right. Next one is tracking expenses. You can't pay for it out of every account. Have your account associated with that project. All right. Whether it's a rental project, whether it's a rehab, have an account associated specifically for it, because it makes tracking so much better. Now, as you start to do more, there's different tracking mechanisms that you can put in place. But for your first few, make sure that account, until you start getting a flow and you start getting people in place that can manage that part of your books. The best way that you manage your books is by having an account separate for each project.
Yep. And everything comes in and out of that account. Whether you're paying contractors, whether you're buying materials, whether you're getting reimbursed for your draws, everything comes out of that account. And it's so much easier to keep track of where you are in the budget. Because the one thing that happens a lot of times is you can't make sound decisions if you don't know where you are in the budget.
Mm-hmm.
If you already over budget, you can't want them brand new you can't want that big side-by-side refrigerator. If you are already over budget, you can't want tile from all the bathroom. Yeah. You got to understand where you are in your budget at all times so you can make sound decisions. We doing a house in Irondale. Budget was off a little bit because we had to get the concrete raised in the garage. So what we did was we didn't redo the rails in the front. But now we just painted them. At the end, if we have extra, we can go back and do the rails. But because we are on track, we're on the same page with our budget, we know that we might have to take something away to get it all in this budget. Mm-hmm. But if you just spending and going and paying from this account and that account,
you don't know how much you've spent. You don't know what your budget is. You don't know at the end of the day, did you make a profit or did you not make a profit? And I think that's probably the biggest mistake is if you're not keeping track of your expenses, you don't even know if you made money from your flip if you didn't.
And a lot of times people don't, y'all. On our first one, I think we made about 5.
I know we didn't probably make it because I paid from accounts that I never even told him about. I just chopped it up as a loss.
So understand that you got to keep track of the budget. If you don't keep track of the budget, you're going to look up and be $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 over budget, and you're going to be like, what the hell happened?
What happened? And why?
What happened? How did I get here?
Yeah.
This was such a good deal. Where did I go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
These are the main pitfalls people face in those first beginning 4 to 5 projects. Is these things right here. All right. So
did I analyze the deal right? Did I get emotional about this deal because I felt like it was a great deal? The numbers look good, but did the numbers really look good? Did you estimate your rehab right? Mm-hmm. Did you negotiate it right from the beginning? Did you buy right? Buying right is so important that it determines the whole flow. If you don't buy right, everything else is off.
Everything else is off.
So buy it right, estimate your rehab, Find out what type of funding you need. Every funding isn't the same. Every real estate funder isn't the same. So make sure that you outline, okay, where am I? What do I need? And how do I accomplish it?
All right, before we get a bonus for the people that we got on, and quit looking at me like I'm crazy.
I was running down
Before we
my recap.
all right, I'm gonna get your recap.
Okay.
But before we give the bonus, pick one of these that stuck out to you the most.
Yeah, drop
Which
in the chat.
one was that one that said, aha,
That might be me.
that might be me. I can
Or I
see
did
myself
that.
doing that. Or I did that.
Or I did that.
Or I made that mistake already.
Yeah.
I wish I would have listened to the Denmarks before I started this project.
Yeah.
So which one really stuck out to you? And you got to stay for the bonus. The bonus gonna save you a lot of money now. Those things increase your success.
Yeah.
The bonus is almost going to guarantee success.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Contractors.
Contractors, okay. Yes.
Okay. What about contractors? What about contractors stood out to you? Ooh, she said working an investor deal now, and they are bleeding their budget.
Woo!
Yeah, I felt my chills came through my.
We know the feeling.
Mind. Absolutely.
Know the feeling.
Because that if you don't get to make that rehab, ooh, anything can happen.
All right.
Contractors, the budget, not paying them all the funds up front. Yes. Absolutely. You gotta keep your leverage.
You gotta stand your ground, man. And I'm to the point now with probably 85% of my contractors. If I gotta pay you up front,
we're not good for each other.
We're not a good fit. I ain't even going down that road.
Yeah.
There's a few people that I pay because they're doing labor and material.
And you should at that point because they need money for the material.
And I really trust them. So like my granite guy, I pay him. Even though we've got to the point where I don't even really give him nothing up front. He just drop it, and I pay him later for real. Now, if he asks me for something up front, I would give it to him.
Absolutely. Without
he's come through enough times to say he good for it.
Yeah.
Who else?
Electrician. I'm not going to figure out what type of wires I need.
Yeah, I'll give him some money up front.
I'm not even trying to go into the specialty store for that. Like, no, you go get what you need.
Yeah.
Give me now. What I do say is give me a list of my materials. Literally, while we're on, I see a message came in for a plumber, where it's here's your material list. This is everything that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna review it to make sure it's no BS, but I'm also gonna review my receipt to make sure other things aren't being paid for. But I'm gonna give him money up front because I don't want to spend time trying to figure out what sizes I need. You need 1/4, you need 1/2. No, that's a waste of my time, his time, and everybody else's because he's a specialty. Go ahead and get what you need.
But if I got to give money up front, we're probably not working together. Now I don't mind paying you more frequently.
Yeah,
I don't mind paying you 2-3 times a week if you're meeting those checkpoints. But to just call your guys and say we meeting at Mr. Denmark house, and for you and your crew to pull up, I ain't paying. I'm sorry.
All right. So we got analyzing the deal, estimating that rehab. We got funding the deal, knowing which funding is right for what you're doing. Next was power team, setting up that power team, knowing who you need to call that are investor friendly, tracking expenses. Don't get it all put together where you got multiple things coming from out of your personal account. No, separate personal from project, from business, just separate it all. And then lastly, working with contractors, knowing how to keep your leverage, knowing how not to over improve the area. All right.
This bonus is probably the most important one, y'all. This is the one that it almost guarantees you.
It does guarantee your success.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna say it guarantees you success, but it almost literally takes the ability to fail out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you might not make no money, but that don't mean you're gonna fail and lose money. All right. And this last one is experience, y'all.
Yeah.
Don't do this first project by yourself.
No. That's like a
That's
crime.
suicide, y'all.
Yeah, that's like a crime.
I'm telling you now, it's suicide. If you do your first project by yourself, it's suicide. You asking for problems.
Yeah.
You need to do one or two things. Go find somebody with experience, bring them into your deal, or find you some mentors or coaches that can help you through this deal.
Because you don't know what you don't know. You don't even know the right questions
You don't even know
to prepare yourself because you haven't been through it. You have watched YouTube University. Trust me when I tell you that doesn't work. There's only so much you can learn from a video versus being able to call someone and say, all right, here's my dilemma. How do I maneuver through this situation? Because whatever you're going through, you're going to feel like, I can't get through this. This is the worst thing in the world. But somebody else has succeeded, has conquered your challenges. And the only reason why you don't know is because you haven't partnered with someone, you haven't got training for it, and you don't have somebody that you can call on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, even if you don't get a coach or a mentor, go get somebody to partner with that has done more than 5 deals.
And that has done deals. Like they got systems and processes in place.
Yes.
Not someone that's doing it part-time and they got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No, someone that has a proven track record that has failed and has succeeded. If you're partnering with someone and they only succeeded, they've only had wins, that's a problem. All right.
Thanks.
Because they don't have enough experiences under their belt to tell you about the losses so that they can prepare you for your headaches, for your failures, for your mishaps, for all of that. So partnering with someone that has failed and came back, still jumping, still thriving.
Yeah. So understand that when you partner with somebody with experience, a lot of times they have all 5 of them things already. They got a power team. They got contractors they've already used. They can tell you it was just a deal or not a deal.
Immediately, without even going to see it.
So understand that even if you got to split the profit 50-50 with
it's worth it.
It is worth it, y'all. I would rather you split the profit 50-50 than have to bring a check to the closing table to get rid of a profit. Because you were stubborn, because you felt like you can figure everything out. I can figure it out
my own. I'm smart. I got all the pieces to the puzzle and I just got to put them together. Yeah, you can have all the pieces to the puzzle, but not know how to put those pieces together because there's pieces that look exactly the same. And when you put it in, you find out that's not the right piece and it's entirely too late.
Give me some more. Give me some.
I'm not playing with you. I'm serious. Seriously.
There are pieces that look exactly the same. But they do not fit.
They don't.
Listen, contractors can look exactly the same, but they do not fit.
Listen, we were at a project this morning and it warmed my heart knowing the progress that went through. They bought the house. They thought they had everything figured out at the beginning. Like, okay, we got it worked out. We got our contractor in place. Contractor came back with a budget of $70,000. That wasn't even their budget. That was way past their personal budget.
Purchase and material. Rehab and labor and
material. Went back to the drawing board, started meeting other contractors, started having different conversations. And that $70,000 went to what, Antonio?
45,000. Yeah, 45-ish.
But if you just go with the one person that has been fixing your personal house, the one person that is in your family, the one person that's your friend, the one person that you've seen, and not really meet with other people, build that Rolodex, build that power team, you're destined to fail because you don't have enough hours in the game. You don't have enough time in. You ain't invest enough time, effort into it to even get the results that you're looking for.
Y'all, that first deal, especially if it's a rehab of $25,000+, that first deal ain't about money, y'all.
No.
I'm telling you, it's not about money.
This is their third deal. And the thing that stuck out, he said, I'm still trying to figure out what's the best workflow that works for me, that works for my team when it comes to doing the rehab. Because some people are going to tell you, put the floors in and then put the cabinets in. Some contractors are going to paint the walls first and then come back and sand. Like everybody has their knickknacks on how they feel the flow should go in a rehab. But you got to start figuring out what works best for me and be ahead of it. But the only way you do it is with time, partnering with someone who already knows what the flow is so that you can get the job done.
I'm gonna back up because you cut me off.
I got you off?
Yes, you did. You cut me off so much. You don't even know you cut me off. But that first project is not about money, y'all. It's about the experience.
I cut you off right there.
Yeah, I know. But you want to cut me off again. I know. I understand you. Listen, it's about the experience, y'all. It's about the confidence that you get from seeing that property go from nothing to something. It's the confidence you get from that property being sold or rented. It's the confidence that comes from that first property.
When you change your family life and they're like, oh, this is the perfect home for me, or I prayed about this house and you realize, man, this was all destined. Like this was a part of the journey, a part of the process.
Yeah. So don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody tell you you're gonna get out here and make a whole boatload of money on your first deal. Some people get lucky. Yeah. Some people do make some money. But I can tell you the mass majority of people,
they fail.
They barely break even. If they really keeping their numbers and they're staying true to what they're doing, and if they being honest, because they'll show you a check. Oh, I made $30,000, but you took $25,000 to closing.
So how much did you really make?
How much did you really make? You made $1,000 payments every month. How much money did you really make? You paid water, power, and all. Got the grass cut for 6 months. How much money did you really make? So don't let these checks fool y'all. You go talk to anybody that has experience that's done more than 3 to 5 projects, and they'll tell you the experience they got on their first one, you can't put a price tag on.
Because it's the experience that jump started you, that helped you get off the sidelines, because you're like playing double dutch. Should I do it? Should I do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. And when you do it, you're like, well, what took so long?
What have I been waiting on?
Why was I so afraid? Yeah. I saw someone say fear is what's stopping them. You gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You gotta get it. And what I say about fear, and Ashley might have something a little different, is the way that you overcome fear is by getting more information, but taking action on that information.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna knock down fear, is getting information and taking action. Get information, take action. Get information, take, even if it is wrong.
Action part is so important.
Take massive imperfect action.
Yeah.
That's how you combat fear.
I'll segue real quick. We had a conversation with our 11-year-old this weekend and the 8-year-old. Antonio asked them, what's the primary use of money? And the 11-year-old is so smart. She's like, it's to make more money. And I said, that's not what you truly believe. And she was like, well, maybe I don't believe it. I believe it's to spend the money. That's what she does. But the 9-year-old is the one that believes it, and he couldn't get it out fast enough. And I said, you guys are playing 2 different roles. All you believe is to spend it. So you got to really understand, when you find that information, take action on it. Take your other beliefs out, keep it out of your head, and really take action on what you're learning, because that's what's going to move you off the sideline.
And that's what's going to knock that fear down. You're going to always have fear.
You should have fear. Oh my goodness.
You should have some fear.
You should.
But if you take enough action and you build up enough muscle memory in this process, that fear goes down. And now you go to buying 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're addicted to buying property.
Which is a great addiction, if you ask me, because you're building assets and not liabilities.
You got some comments up here.
I know. I've been going through them.
Okay.
I've been going through them. Ms. Simon said, and remember the fee that has to go to the IRS. Yeah. So you want to make some money because the IRS coming regardless.
Don't forget about that part.
Regardless. Quentin said, you just need to start getting the experience first. The money will come.
The money will come. It will. I promise you. If you keep doing it long enough, the money will come. And I got this post saved on my phone, and I'm gonna put it out after this. Stop looking for the next best thing, man. Whatever you trying to do will work.
Yeah.
If you believe it and you consistent to it.
Yeah.
Stop saying, I'm gonna do taxes. I'm gonna be a contractor. I'm
I'ma
gonna
do
sell
everything.
whatever. Man, listen, all that stuff works.
All of it works.
But you gotta buckle down and focus on it and lock in and say, I'm doing this.
This
No
is
matter
what my
the ups
focus is
or the
gonna be.
downs.
Yeah,
All of it works,
all
y'all.
of it works. All of it can bring you money. All of it can give you financial freedom. All of it can do it. But you have to be willing to do it. You just got to do it. Put the hours in, no excuses, buckle down, focus. And it's hustle season until you get to your goals.
Facts.
It's hustle season until you get to your goals. So leave the excuses. You got this. You got this.
All right. Let's roll. Let's get out of here. This is one of my favorite classes. I love this here because this is one of the ones where people come out and be like, man, you said this and we did it and it worked.
Yeah. So we want to know when it works. We want to know where you are. So DM us, let us know. X-Flipper and Ashley, let us know where you are and let us see how we can help you get past it. Get past your fear. Get past whatever hurdles you're going through so that you can win. Because it's freedom on the other side. It's winning season on the other side, and you're right in the midst of it. All right. Thank you, Miss Simon. Love you. All
right, man. Y'all have a good day.
Have a great day.
I gotta get some work done.
Peace.
Peace.